Found this video floating around my Facebook newsfeed today and thought maybe we could do a little fact check. So let's get started.
I want to talk about the top 3 butt exercises that women should avoid if they're looking to sculpt a nice round, lifted, and shapely behind.
Well, that seems counterintuitive.
Because it's not as simple as it seems. You can't just do squats all day and expect to see a difference.
Actually, if you aren't squatting and you start squatting, I can pretty much guarantee you're gonna see a difference.
There's actually 3 muscles that make up the glutes. The first one being the gluteus maximus, which is the largest one. Then we have the minimus, which is on the side, and the medius, which runs more along the top.
I can identify an airplane, but that does not make me a pilot.
And there isn't one exercise that activates all 3 at the same time, which is why it is so very challenging to train the glutes effectively. And
just standing up and walking around, you use all of the muscles in your legs and hips, which means all of your glutes, which is great news because you can use all of those muscles at once and frequently do.
Then we throw in sleepy bum syndrome, which if you haven't heard of before.
If you haven't heard of sleepy bum syndrome, it's because it doesn't exist.
Is a very common condition that us women are struggling with, mainly because we spend far too much time sitting this day and age, so we aren't getting the proper blood flow, nutrients, and oxygen to the glutes. So
there is a lot of evidence supporting the fact that because we sit so much of the time, we end up not using our hips and our glutes as well. But that doesn't have anything to do with blood flow or oxygen supply or nutrition. It's because the tissue gets really good at sitting there and not really good at anything else.
when we finally do go to do our workout, they're not activating and firing properly.
If you want to make your glutes activate and fire properly, that's a neural drive issue, meaning your brain controlling the muscle. So that's what you want to get better at.
So let's get into the 3 things you should be avoiding. The first one is heavy squats and leg presses with the big heavy weights.
Benefits of heavy resistance training include, but are not limited to, increased muscle strength, increased joint stability, increased blood sugar control, increased neural drive, increased bone mineral density, increased metabolism, therefore decreased body fat, and feeling like a badass.
So these are compound exercises, and what they do is they actually tend to often do a lot more to thicken up the thighs than shape and lift the booty.
Compound exercises are exercises that use lots of muscle groups all at the same time, so they are super effective for getting more done in the same amount of time. And did she just tell me I had thick thighs?
Not only that, they can lead to a higher increase in injuries because we're using big, heavy weight.
Yeah, if you don't know how to squat properly and you throw a bunch of weight on there, you're probably gonna hurt yourself. But if you take the time to learn what you're doing and know that you're moving well, then adding more resistance is actually going to strengthen your joints and your muscles so you can prevent and mitigate injuries in the future.
So I would say to avoid those if you're looking to target the booty. And number 2, now this one I think you're going to be very happy with, and that is long, boring cardio sessions. You can leave those behind because they do nothing to actually activate, tone, lift, and shape the booty at all. In fact, they often lead to what's known as the dreaded pancake bum.
Don't be another victim of the dreaded pancake bum.
Which is that flatter, softer look and feel to the bum that is not what we are going for. Because us ladies know we can't spot reduce, we can't keep the things we want and get rid of the things we don't. So I would leave those long, boring cardio sessions behind.
Yeah, right on. That's actually really good advice.
And the third and maybe most important is generic classes. We can't expect to just do all of these random exercises week in, week out and get results.
It is a good idea to make your entire body healthier and stronger.
We need a targeted program that not only targets all 3 areas of the glute, but also teaches us how to activate, how to fire them and say, wake up glutes, come on, it's time to work, it's time to shape up.
Oh, motivational speaking. That's what I'm missing for my glutes. I wish I had known.
And that is exactly why I designed this 15-minute booty blasting routine that you can check out on the next page. I'm gonna walk you through everything. We use a 3-step approach: prime, activate, pump, or we do call it PAP, which helps us to wake up those glutes. All 3 areas get activated, and that's when the change can happen.
Come on, glutes, let's get to it. Time to do some work. Are they working?
Because we're learning how to squeeze, activate, tone, and lift the behind. And we can do it all from home. No weights, no cardio equipment, none of that is needed.
That's because the #1 most important thing that you can do if you want to get lean and have more muscle tone is actually make sure that your nutrition is on point and not focus on which muscles you're trying to work out.
And I'd really like to walk you through the whole routine on the next page.
All jokes aside, guys, just be a little skeptical of these videos that you see on the internet, because not everybody has your best interest at heart and not everybody knows what they're talking about. And I can see how it's easy to get wrapped up in this and get pulled in because we want to believe that there's some secret and that's what's standing in our way, and that's why we haven't reached our goals in the past. But usually the issue is just consistency and being able to stick with something long term. So if you want to make a change in your health and fitness, make sure you're focusing on long-term sustainable habits and creating a routine for yourself that really, really works. That's when you're going to see progress, and that's when you're going to look and feel your best. So thanks a bunch for watching. I hope this helped you out just a little bit. If it did, or if you found it funny, just give it a share. Thanks. Are you just tired? Come on.